Welcome to a busted play, an illegal use of hands to the face short. The 2018 draft was one of the better quarterback drafts that we've seen in recent NFL memory, but the rookie deals are coming up at the end of the next season, so contract extensions are underway for Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, and Josh Allen. What do you think those contract extensions are going to look like, Aiden?
You forgot Josh Rosen.
Oh, sorry.
No. Um it's going to be interesting, man. I kind of want to go with like how much I would pay them and how much I think they'll actually get paid. Okay? So
Okay.
this is going to be interesting. How much do I actually think each of these guys should get paid? All right. So, I guess let's start with Lamar cuz he was an MVP. So let's go there first. How much do I think Lamar should get paid? I think Lamar using his legs it adds an insane element to the team. But just with where we've kind of been pulled up in the playoffs, the past few times that they've lost, sorry, two of the three playoff losses really have kind of been snagged up on the offense's passing game, I would say. And I just want to I just there's no way that if I'm negotiating from the Ravens perspective, I'm not bringing that to the table. Like, yes, you played really well in the regular season, but the primary thing that we need you to do is be able to throw the ball, right? We can still have a strong running game if you're not the quarterback or whatnot. We need you to be able to throw the ball. And what I would be willing to pay this guy is we see the Mahomes 10-year, $500 million contract. I don't know exactly how that all falls out, but that's $50 million a season for what I would say is by far the best quarterback in the league who has an MVP and has a Super Bowl. Two big distinctions there. Lamar has the MVP, doesn't have the Super Bowl. I would say anything around 35 to 38 is what I would be happy to pay Lamar a season. And unlike other people, I would probably go for some shorter term contracts, uh, instead of these long term ones. Especially with two of these guys being runners, not Baker as much, but Josh and Lamar, I would be going shorter term. I don't want to put too much guaranteed money. But yeah. Then with Baker, I think Baker's probably actually hovering right around the same place Lamar is. He may be a little lower. I'd like to pay him like 33 to 38. Uh just so slightly lower, but top end kind of the same for him. I just think that he has had some bumps in the road, and those question marks kind of leave it so that you can't pay him much more than that. Josh Allen. Josh Allen. Oh boy. Honestly, if I was Brandon Bean, I would not want to pay Josh Allen this offseason at all because I would much rather have him go out and light it up this year and me have to pay him extra money over his contract rather than pay him too early. I know it's unlikely that we see, like you said, MVP runner-up type season for him. Um, I know it's unlikely that we just see terrible drop-off, but I just worry as a GM. If I only had one season of that level of play, I'd be scared. If we just go off that season, I would say since how close he is to Mahomes, without a Super Bowl, without an MVP, I'd say you could go like 45 mil a year for him, right? But because I'm questioning it at this point, I'm only gonna put him a little above those guys. I'd say like 40 to 42 mil is what I would pay him. Now, what do I actually
Mhm.
think these guys are gonna get? I'll run through those really quick. I'd say Lamar and Baker are probably just gonna have whoever gets paid first be the one who's lower. So I'm guessing that those guys will probably be between the first guy will probably get like 40 to 42, and the second guy will probably get 43, 44. Josh Allen, he could get like, he's probably going to get 45, 46, 47, maybe, honestly. That's what I'd expect for those guys to get at this point.
Yeah. Really interesting with these three quarterbacks is it's kind of a tale of the 3 years that the three of them have been in the league. Baker showed the most of his production in year one, Lamar in year two, Josh Allen in year three. And I think the pay difference for the three of them is going to be separated between the length that, or the areas that they've shown their most potential. So I think Baker's going to get paid the least, and I don't really think anyone's going to really question that. I think it's kind of obvious. He just has shown his, I wouldn't say his top ability, but just the year that he's had his most production is the furthest back. So obviously he's kind of the QB for that team. He fits in with that team perfectly. But the distance of his top production is going to affect his pay. Lamar, him winning MVP and just how well, again, same with Baker, he fits into that team is going to be what makes him bank. He's also negotiating his contract himself there. And I don't think Lamar's going to be an idiot when it comes to getting money. Uh, Nor do I think any NFL player is going to be an idiot when it comes to be getting money. Because if you're smart enough to realize I don't need to hire an agent to read through a contract when I can just read through it myself, you should be smart enough to be able to get the most bang for your buck when it comes to contract talks. And Josh Allen, obviously, he's shown his big explosion of talent the most recently, but that might not go in the organization's favor the most if big drop off this upcoming season. So I'm right with you there. I think the Bills should definitely wait until the end of the 2021 season to pay Josh Allen. But would Josh Allen and his team, his inner circle, want that to happen? Definitely not. No one wants to wait and possibly get hurt and not get paid. But that'd be the smartest move for Brandon Beane to do. With Lamar and Baker though, I think you have to pay those guys not right away. Maybe you can hold off on Baker, but Lamar, I think you have to lock him down. You've changed your whole team to fit him, and if he walks, well, one, I don't think he's gonna walk. I'm just saying if he walks, it's gonna be really hard for a team to pick him up and be like, all right, we need to change this whole offense right now in order for us to be contenders. And then the Ravens have to be like, well, we have to change everything for us. But yeah, for money wise, I definitely think that between Baker and Lamar, whoever gets paid first there is going to be the one that makes the least out of the three. I think it should be Baker that gets paid least out of the three, though. Josh Allen, the most recent stuff he's put on tape is going to make him a bunch of money. Hopefully he continues that. I mean, definitely the Bills do. But yeah, that's what's going to make him possibly somewhere towards Mahomes level kind of contract. At least Dak Prescott's kind of contract there.
None of these guys reset the market, right?
No, I don't think. Maybe Josh Allen does, but if he gets somewhere anywhere near a Mahomes type contract, that's going to be insane.
What would you think? Now that we're 8.5 minutes into this, what would you think as a Bills fan if he got a really long-term deal, like 6+ years?
Produce next season. Better. It's okay for him to have a drop off. It is really hard to follow up an MVP runner-up season with a season just like that or better than that. Very, very hard to do that. I'm not expecting him to have like a better season that he had last year, but I don't want him to just like regress back to year two type of play.
He just doesn't feel like the type of guy that's coming into the building ever like just in any sort of state of mind to regress. Because like he's got his on game days, he's always got his things that he goes through, and he always does all that stuff the same. But you want to talk about off-season prep? Every single year we've seen him in the off-season, it's been insane. I don't expect him to regress, but I really do get nervous paying him for what he did last season and having 3 years that only having one of them be at that level to pay him at that level. Even though I really do expect him to actually be better.
I think that's just the Bills fans and us talking, man. We've never had a QB kind of like this before. So it's just like, I really don't want him to just fall off a cliff and then have this be the only solid season we've had in forever.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Um, so who gets paid first though? Lamar?
I think Lamar does. I think so. Just,
Baker second, Allen third?
I think that's how it's gonna end up. Josh Allen is definitely gonna get paid last. He's gonna get his contract figured out last because I already think he has a baseline set for him. He doesn't care about the other two guys.
Yeah.
His baseline is like Dak or Mahomes kind of area. Lamar and Baker, I don't know.
I'd judge Allen way more off of what Dak got than Mahomes, because
Yes.
that's just next level.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last thing I just want to reiterate that is an insane point to you is after 2018, everybody would have said that the quarterback of the 2018 draft class that we want is Baker Mayfield. After 2019, everybody would have said that the quarterback from the 2018 draft class we want is Lamar Jackson. And after 2020, everybody would say that the quarterback from the 2018 draft class that everybody wants is Josh Allen. It's just funny how everything can change every year. Who knows? Honestly, why not say Sam Darnold next season?
I was gonna go with Josh Rosen.
Yeah, he may have a tougher
Jimmy
time with it.
G and Trey Lance go down in San Fran. He has to step up, leads him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that'd be a crazy story. But, I mean, watch out. Sam Darnold, DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield, Robbie Anderson back with him, and our boy that just left the Seahawks. What's his name?
David Moore.
David Moore, thank you. I can't get the first name. For some reason, David Moore just doesn't click with me. I know his last name's Moore, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's not us. We didn't ignore Sam Darnold on purpose. It's just, well, we ignored him on purpose. It wasn't on accident
Well,
that
he's
we
not gonna
ignored.
get. He's not.
No, he's not.
After those first 3 years,
He's got
had,
2 years. He's got 2 years to prove himself in care. Well, this year he definitely has to prove himself. Then after that, he's really got to do it.
Did they pick up his option?
Yes, they did. I think
Okay.
that was. I think the Jets picked it up and then they traded him there, so they still like had handled some of the money.
Okay. Yeah. Even with that getting picked up, it's just because up to this point in time, there is no way that he's going to make anywhere near the other three. He could get an extension, but would it not be hilarious if year 4 shows us that he's the best quarterback this season? How wild would that be?
Then in 2022, I'd have to be hoping Josh Rosen has found him a landing spot where he can actually start. Josh Rosen to the Texans. Come on, give that guy a chance. That QB room's already packed.
Pack it more. All right. Is that everything?
Yeah, I think we can cut this here.